All right, this one has been on my chest for a while, and I've seen it come up in myself, in the men that I coach, in so many of the blokes that I talk to. If you haven't done the work to really look at and process the relationship with your old man, you're either going to become just like him without realizing it, or you're going to spend your whole fucking life trying not to be like him, thinking that it's freedom. But it's not. Like, whether you're copying him or rebelling against him, he's still running the show. He's still the reference point. You're still acting out that wound. And I know that this can sound a bit full on at first, especially if you've told yourself that you've turned out all right. But man, it shows up in ways that you don't even notice until you start paying attention. See, some of us had dads who were full on. They were angry, controlling, scary to be around. Others had dads who were just absent or passive or emotionally shut down. Some had dads who just worked all the time and were never around, and then there were the ones who were physically there but emotionally vacant. Like, they could be in the room, but they were never with you. Whatever the flavor is that you got, it left a mark. Leaves a mark, left a mark, leaves a mark. And if you don't face that shit, it spills out into everything. Like, you either end up mimicking his behavior. Maybe you don't want to, but it's in your system. Or you go so far the other way that you lose your spine trying to avoid becoming him. And both paths, they leave you fucking stuck. You're either the guy repeating patterns without realizing it, or you're the guy who's reacting constantly and doesn't even know what his truth is, because everything's been shaped around not being like dad. Neither one's real power. I've seen guys who fucking hated how cold their dad was. So now they're overly apologetic, overly emotional, trying to be safe all the time. And I've seen the complete opposite as well. Guys who had completely weak fathers, passive fathers, and now they try to dominate every room they walk into just to prove that they're nothing like he was. But here's the thing. It's still your dad calling the shots. It's still that same old wound that's playing out. And until you actually look at it, until you actually see what's going on underneath it, you're not choosing your life. You're reacting to his. This shit runs deep, man. Like, it shows up in how you argue with your partner, in how you carry yourself when you're under pressure, in how you speak to yourself when you mess up, in what you believe you're worthy of. And yeah, it's not about blaming your dad. He was doing the best he could with what he had. Chances are his dad wasn't there for him either. But that doesn't mean that you just fucking leave it. Because now you're the one carrying it. And the thing is, if you don't sort it, you'll pass it on, whether you mean to or not. You'll end up being emotionally absent with your own kids, or repeating the same dynamics in your relationship, or just walking around with this quiet bitterness towards your old man, thinking that you're past it, but you're still living in his shadow. So the question is, what the fuck do you actually do? Honestly, you get honest. You stop pretending that it didn't affect you. You stop brushing it off with, it was just how it was back then, or nah, I'm sweet. Because if you're honest, if you're really brutally honest, you'll see where it's still running your life. You can start by asking yourself certain things like, what did I need from him that I didn't get? What patterns of his do I see in myself? What parts of me still tense up when I think about him? And yeah, you might need to talk it out, journal it, write the letter you never sent, or go sit in this car and just fucking scream if you have to, just to get it out of your system. Because if you don't, let me tell you honestly, it stays in your body and it shapes every single choice you've made. What I've found and seen over and over again is that once you really face it, you stop being the son trying to get his dad's approval, or trying to avoid being like him, and you actually get to become your own man. You start acting from your values, your center, not some leftover family pattern. And that's what breaks the cycle. That's what actually makes you someone your future kids don't have to recover from. That's what lets you lead your relationships without running old scripts. That's what builds real freedom. Not pretending that it didn't hurt, not swinging to the other extreme, but sitting in it, facing it, and choosing it. Well, choosing something different even, because you're owning it. So yeah, this is messy, but it's worth it. You don't have to carry that shit around anymore, and you don't have to pass it on either. You get to be the one who ends it. The chain stops with you. You get to decide how you lead. See you tomorrow.